Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're gonna make a really big toy. Warn me when you're gonna do that. A really cool toy tank. Let's get into it. It's been a while since I've built a toy, so I figured it's about time.
Unique, beautiful toys.
I don't have any plans or anything, just a couple ideas in my head, so I'm just going to grab some scraps of wood and have some fun with it. I started with a 2x12 cutoff, cutting it into two pieces, one for the body of the tank and one for the base. I wanted the turret of the tank to be able to swivel, so I drilled a recess with a 1 3/4 inch Forstner bit and drilled the rest of the way through with a 5/8 inch Forstner bit, mainly because that's the size of the dowel that I had left over. I cut a piece of 1 1/4 inch dowel and drilled out a recess to insert the smaller dowel. And there you go, a pivot point for the turret to glue onto. As I glued up the two halves together, my fatal mistake was pretty obvious, but not to me. I just kept on my merry way.
I didn't see anything.
While waiting for the glue to dry, I started on the turret with a 2x6 cutoff, using the table saw and miter saw to shape it. In the end, I didn't like it, so I made another one. Much better. I drilled a hole in the bottom for the pivot point and drilled a hole in the front for the main gun. I used the sander to shape the end of the barrel to give it a smoother motion. To attach the gun, I drilled holes all the way through and used a finish nail as the pivot point. Returning to the main body, I saw the mistake. The smaller block was intended to be on the bottom, giving space on each side for the wheels. It was a quick fix on the table saw, but it made the tank much smaller than I had intended. Oh well. While I was at it, I shaped the body on the table saw and miter saw and then finished with some sanding. I didn't like the position of the turret on the body, so I drilled a second hole and filled the first hole with a dowel. I trimmed the excess over at the bandsaw and also trimmed the main gun. I shaped the end of a 1-inch dowel on the sander, trimmed off the end on the bandsaw, and glued it to the top of the turret as the hatch door. I drilled a series of 1/4-inch holes on the base for the axles. I cut up some 1 1/4-inch dowel for the wheels. Hand sanded them. Then drilled out the centers on the drill press. I cut 5 axles from some 1/4-inch dowel and glued the wheels on one side of each. I figured it would be easier to paint all the parts before final assembly. Once the base painting was done, I went back with some black on all the edges just to kind of give it that weathered look. After finishing the paint job, I decided it needed a little something more, so I found a design I liked online, printed it out on some sticker paper, cut it out, and stuck a few of them on the tank. I added a little wax to each axle to help it spin more freely. Then it was just a matter of cutting off the excess and touching up the paint. Alright, our toy tank is done. Let's go over a few of the details. Number 1, planning. Planning makes a big difference. As much fun as it was to grab some scrap wood and just see what happens, it probably would have went a lot smoother and quicker with less mistakes if I had sat down and sketched something up real quick. As an afterthought, I did make a few adjustments. As you can see, the front and rear wheels are a little bit smaller. They weren't fitting quite right, so I took them to the sander and worked them down a little bit until they sat the way I liked them. Also, I put a taper on the main gun here because I thought it looked a little weird being so big and bulky on the end. I also took about a 1/4 inch off of the turret because I thought it looked funny sitting so high. Even with all the mistakes and changes, this was still a lot of fun to build, and if I was a kid, I would love this thing. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this project, and we work on a new project every week, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to be part of our team, I'll leave the link to our Patreon page in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, be safe, and have a great day.